Professor Jaya Srivastav to come forward for her address. Professor Jaya Srivastav is the head, Department of Sociology, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow. She has a teaching experience of around 21 years, and her areas of specialization are gender studies, social gerontology, human rights, and social justice. She has won numerous awards and scholarships with certificate of appreciation in recognition of valuable contribution as the Raman Singh Obama Fellow by University of Houston, Clear Lake, Texas, USA, 2014, being one of them. She has held many administrative positions, and she is member of many professional bodies and committees, to name a few. So let us have her address, and please give a big round of applause to.
Namaskar, a very good afternoon to all of you. Respected dignitaries on the dais, the invited speakers, faculty members, and most importantly, intellectually and academically vibrant students of Integral University, please accept my warm wishes, warm greetings of the day. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizers of the conference who have chosen the topic multidisciplinary sustainability in the era of artificial intelligence, which is a topic of contemporary relevance and all-inclusive in itself in terms of using multidisciplinary perspectives to address the issue. Friends, at the same time, I'm also thankful to Professor Zeba Akil, Head Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, and faculty Dr. Archana Pandey for inviting me and providing me an opportunity to share my thoughts on such an important issue. Friends, today, being a student of sociology and gender studies, I would share my thoughts on bridging gender gaps through artificial intelligence, a step towards social sustainability. So friends, through my lecture, I will try to address some important questions like what is social sustainability and what is the interlinkage between gender gaps or gender inequality with social sustainability, and how bridging gender gap is instrumental for maintaining social sustainability. What is the role of artificial intelligence in breaking gender biases and bridging gender gaps? And where can we find bias in artificial intelligence? How does gender bias occur? Are we capable of effectively harnessing the power of AI to narrow gender equality gaps? Or are we letting these gaps perpetuate or even worse or widen? So how can artificial intelligence overcome gender bias? So we will introspect, discuss, and try to address all these questions pertaining to a transformative topic, which is located at the intersection of society, technology, and gender equality. So in this lecture, we'll delve into how AI technologies can serve as powerful tools for dismantling gender disparities, promoting inclusivity, and fostering sustainable societies. So now I would try to clarify all these points one by one and navigate you towards this. But before going deeper into discussion, we must clarify first, what is sustainability? And how is it linked with gender equality and artificial intelligence? So friends, sustainability is the key to ensuring a harmonious coexistence between human society, the environment, and the economy. And to achieve a greener and more sustainable future, it is important to understand and embrace the principles of sustainability, which are environmental, economic, and social sustainability. So basically, these principles guide us in creating a world that will meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the needs of future generations. So, being a student of social sciences, I understand the importance and need of social sustainability, which focuses on promoting equitable and inclusive communities that cater to the well being of all individuals. And this principle emphasizes the importance of providing access to basic needs, education, healthcare, and opportunities for personal and professional growth. So, by fostering social sustainability, we try to build societies where every person can thrive regardless of their background or circumstances. So, empowering communities and attaining egalitarianism and enhancing the quality of life are the core of social sustainability. And here, we cannot ignore the role of technology, specifically the role of artificial intelligence in fostering social sustainability in the contemporary time. Friends, we must admit that artificial intelligence has emerged as a transformative force with the potential to reshape the landscape of gender equality. So, friends, now the question arises by how we can attain gender equality. By leveraging data driven insights and innovative algorithms, AI offers novel solutions to address long standing gender gaps across various domains, from education and employment to healthcare and beyond. And let's delve deeper into how AI can serve as a catalyst for bridging gender divides and advancing social sustainability. Artificial intelligence, with its ability to analyze vast amounts of data and uncover patterns, has the potential to revolutionize our approach to gender equality. And by identifying and addressing systemic biases embedded in various aspects of society, AI can pave the way for more inclusive and sustainable communities. So here I want to share with you the entire story pertaining to AI and gender equality, and how it has evolved and how it has become a buzzword in current academic discourses. So, friends, in March 2019, UNESCO published a groundbreaking report. And then the title of that report is "I Would Blush If I Could: Closing Gender Divides in Digital Skills Through Education," based on research funded by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. And this report featured recommendations on actions to overcome global gender gaps in digital skills, with a special examination of the impact of gender biases coded into some of the most prevalent AI applications. The recommendation concerning AI's gender biases are urgent in light of the explosive growth of digital voice assistants such as Amazon's Alexa and Apple's Siri. And it has been observed that almost all voice assistants are given female names and voices and express a personality that is engineered to be uniformly subservient. As we know, AI appears neutral, but since it is made by humans, it has internalized all the same biases as humans have, including gender bias. And in short, we can say AI is a mirror of ourselves. And Harvard Business Review also endorses that there have been many incidences of AI adopting gender bias from humans, like We can cite an example of natural language processing, that is NLP, that is present in Amazon's Alexa and Apple Siri. We can see word embeddings as a bias aspect of artificial intelligence. Like a game of word association, these systems can often associate man with doctor and woman with nurse, and which are based on stereotypical gender role expectations in the society. Apart from this, we have evidences that AI algorithms are utilizing and based on historical data, and which is highly skewed. So we can say that algorithms are not discriminatory, but people are discriminatory, and this is the reason we must ensure that these prejudices should not be reflected and perpetuated in AI system. And these are not the features of egalitarian, just, and progressive society. And friends, this is the matter of great concern for all of us. These are the good examples of gender biases, and these biases are rooted in stark gender imbalances in digital skills education, and these are exacerbated by the gender imbalances of the technical teams developing these frontier technologies by companies, because these companies have significant gender disparities in their corporate boards or boardroom rooms. So the release of I would blush if I could report has helped to spark a global conversation on the gendering of AI technology and the importance of education to develop the digital skills of women and girls. Over 600 media reports have been published on it by outlets across the world, including the New York Times, The Guardian, Le Monde, El Pais, Der Spiegel, and many others. The conversation was subsequently taken up and discussed by several influential global fora. It has also been observed that several researchers, including UNESCO's 2019 report, I would blush if I could, unambiguously shows that gender biases are found in artificial intelligence data sets in general and training data sets in particular. So now the question is, how gender biases occur in AI? The answer: algorithms and devices have the potential of spreading and reinforcing harmful gender stereotypes. And these gender biases risk further stigmatizing and marginalizing women on a global scale. And considering the increasing ubiquity of AI in our societies, such biases put women at risk of, of being left behind in all realms of economic, political, and social life. And they may even offset or dampen some of the considerable offline progress that countries have made towards gender equality in recent past. And AI also risks having a negative impact on women's economic empowerment and labor market opportunities by leading to job automation. Recent research by International Monetary Fund and the Institute for Women's Policy Research found that women are at a significantly higher risk of displacement due to job automation than men. Indeed, the majority of workers holding jobs that face a high risk of automation, such as clerical, administrative, bookkeeping, and cashier positions, are women. And it is therefore crucial that women are not left behind in terms of retraining and reskilling strategies to mitigate the impact of automation on job losses. On the other hand, while AI poses significant threats to gender equality, it is important to recognize that AI has also the potential to make positive changes in our societies by challenging oppressive gender norms. For example, while an AI powered recruitment software was found to discriminate against women, AI-powered gender decoders can also help employers use gender-sensitive language to write job postings and that are more inclusive in order to increase the diversity of their workforce. So AI therefore has the potential of being part of the solution for advancing gender equality in our societies. Friends, the entire purpose of this discussion on gender equality and AI is to identify issues, challenges, and good practices to overcome the built-in gender biases found in AI devices, datasets, and algorithms, and to improve the global representation of women in technical roles and in boardrooms in the technology sector, and to create robust and gender inclusive AI principles, guidelines, and code of ethics within the industry. So while AI can be used to make our daily lives easier, for example, driving our car or helping us find the perfect match on shadi.com app type, it can also be used to help solve some of the world's biggest and most pressing challenges. And to this end, technology companies such as Google and Microsoft have put in place AI for good or AI for social good programs that seek to use AI to solve humanitarian and environmental challenges. For example, AI could contribute to predicting natural disasters before they happen and protecting endangered species or tracking diseases as they spread in order to eliminate them sooner. Although the term AI for good is increasingly used by technology companies and civil society organizations, there is much less discussion about what actually constitutes social good. While using AI for social good is indeed commendable, and it must start with a conversation about what is good and with an understanding of the linkages between AI and our societal goals. Okay. What are our values and what are the transformative goals to which AI is being applied? For example, UNESCO is advocating for a humanistic approach to AI that would ensure that AI contributes to the realization of sustainable goals and of human rights frameworks. Others are asking for the decolonization of AI, arguing that AI has become a tool of digital colonialism, whereby poorer countries are overwhelmed by readily available data or services and technology and cannot develop their own industries and products that compete with Western corporations. And others still are calling for a use of AI that protects data rights and sovereignty and expands collective as well as individual choices, dismantles patriarchy and late stage extractive capitalism, and promotes human flourishing over relentless economic growth. So gender equality is necessary for the realization of any and all of these goals, as well as being an objective in itself. It thus needs to be mainstreamed and considered at the highest level of outcomes and societal imperatives. However, establishing this is not necessarily a straightforward or simple process. So there is an important question immediately come up. What happens when these are competing or different views of human values and social good, or when ethical imperatives clash with each other or with national or local laws? Therefore, one must also be attentive to the potential negative consequences of AI in the name of social good. For example, an AI designed to increase efficiency and effectiveness could cause people to lose their jobs and thus their livelihoods. Moreover, if an AI system is poorly trained or designed or used incorrectly, flaws may arise. For example, in medicine, bad AI can lead misdiagnosis. AI also risks reproducing sexist, racist, or casteist social structure. if those are if those who are involved in development and deployment of such kind of AI, if they do not critically interrogate current practices, this may arise. So we must think about it. And secondly, we must understand that the AI and technology ecosystem, what are the components and prevailing practices around incentives and investments, governance and power, and broader issue around technology and society, and who has access, whose priorities are reflected in AI, who benefits and who is harmed, who takes decisions. This requires an examination of systemic structural issues like governance, policy, regulation, funding, societal norms, avenues for participation, and the like. And finally, there is a need to better understand and activate AI for emancipation and women's empowerment, for challenging norms and stereotypes, power dynamics, and so on. So friends, we must think about a few questions like, can AI be used to create more empowering narratives and realities for girls and women? Can it be used to root out instances and patterns of discrimination and negative norms? Can it be used affirmatively to elevate girls and women? How can it be used to address positive goals around gender equality, like combating gender-based violence, access to education, health, economic empowerment, political participation, peace and security, and finally, environmental justice? Therefore, it is a need of the hour that we should be cautious when thinking about emancipatory or transformative AI that would actively redress gender inequalities. And it is important to understand the limitation of what can be achieved with technology. There is an apprehension that an emancipatory AI could be dangerous. That means gender biases are hidden behind good intentions. And this techno benevolence can cause significant harm, or as prejudice can be even harder to detect when the stated purpose is to override human or do good. So now the question is, how can we address gender equality in AI in this situation? It can be addressed through, first, gender bias detection and mitigation. AI algorithms can analyze large data sets to identify and mitigate gender biases in various domains, including recruitment, education, healthcare, and criminal justice. And by flagging biased decision-making processes and providing insights into the underlying causes, AI enables organizations to take corrective measures and promote fairness and equity. And second is access to opportunities and gender inclusive design, empowering women in STEM, addressing gender-based violence. So finally, in conclusion, it can be said that artificial intelligence has the potential to be a powerful enabler of gender equality and social sustainability. And by harnessing the transformative potential of AI technologies and addressing associated challenges, we can bridge gender divide, empower women and girls, and build more inclusive and gender just society. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Jaya Srivastav, ma'am, for correlating breaching gender gaps, social sustainability, and artificial intelligence for us. Professor Sanatan Nayak is a professor, Department of Economics, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, at present. He has a teaching experience of around 22 years. His areas of specialization comprise of advanced microeconomics, environmental economics, research methodology, to name a few. More than 75 articles and 4 books are published in his credit in various national and international publications. He has completed nearly 9 projects sponsored by various national and international agencies and has received several institutional awards, including Dr. N.A. Muzumdar Award by Indian Society of Agricultural Economics. So let us call upon Professor Sanatak Nayak to present his views and enlighten us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for introducing me in a very beautiful way. First of all, I express my gratitude for inviting me and giving me a place here for addressing the valedictory section in a very contemporary and very relevant subject, that is multidisciplinary perspective towards sustainability in the era of artificial intelligence. All the delegates sitting on the dais, Professor Manawar Alam Khalid, Dean School of Student of Welfare Integral University, Mr. Ahmad Raja, the Treasurer of Integral University, Professor Jaya Srivastav, my colleague, and all the delegates sitting here, all the students, colleagues, and I express my gratitude for the organizer, Professor Zeba Akil, Head, Department of Humanities, Social Science, and my young colleagues. It's a great pleasure on my part for having a thought, express my thought on a topic, multidisciplinary perspective towards sustainability. Professor Jaya Srivastav has mentioned very nicely and very relevant aspects on the gender gap and the application of artificial intelligence. No doubt, technology has a great role for addressing the social inclusiveness and economic inclusiveness of the globe. And certainly artificial intelligence play a big role on it. Artificial intelligence has, as of today, and since the last 2 days, you have been discussing that how artificial intelligence have been used in different sectors. As we know that artificial intelligence is being used everywhere, health, in education, in hotel management, in commerce, and also human being education, everywhere, even also in environmental prediction, weather condition, etc., etc. It has a lot of a contribution positively. Despite that, technology has certain limitation, because we are a human being and we are living in an economy and in a society. We have a lot of aspiration, and how the technology can fulfill the aspiration of a human being. So all these things are might have discussed. I will focus a little bit on how the artificial intelligence can lead to a sustainability of the economy. You know, Professor Jaya Srivastava also has defined what is sustainability. Sustainability has differently defined by different people. And to me, sustainability not only addresses the social inclusiveness, as well as it has 3 important features. One is equity, second one is efficiency, and third one is ethics. Ethical, addressing the ethical issues of the society for a longer period. So first of all, equity is a very significant aspects addressing sustainability. And normally we understand sustainability means that is the environmental aspect. It does not necessarily that environment aspect is the only criteria. It linked to the social aspects and economic aspects and other aspects as well. You know that environment plays a big role for establishment of economic development and social inclusiveness or social development. Environment is an integral part of the society, integral part of the humankind or human being. So without the protection of the environment, the survival of human being is not possible at all. And there is also a very strong correlation and integration, you can say, between economic growth and environment. Whenever there is any kind of a production or any kind of economic growth or economic activity takes place, it hampers or it uses the natural resources. So thereby, environmental degradation and environmental pollution as well takes place. So now the question comes that how much natural resources we should take so that the sustainability, economic sustainability, social sustainability, environmental sustainability can longer for a long period for our future generation. These questions are addressed since many years. And you know, very fundamentally, in the last decade, middle of the last decade, UN has identified 17 criteria, which is popularly known as SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. And all are very closely integrated and interrelated. And all the issues a country must address simultaneously, unless and until sustainability cannot be achieved. And the number one, you might be knowing also, you might have, many people might have addressed on several issues. Number one is no poverty, zero hunger. And gender is a very critical and very crucial aspect, gender equality. And one more, which I will highlight here, is basically climate action. What climate action has been taken to control the pollution, to control the forecasted or the future disaster in future years. And last one is green GDP or green energy. So coupling with these 3-4 issues, let me briefly highlight about some of the issues which happens at the global level and national level also. And we know that very recently that the poverty level, that is no poverty or zero poverty, you can say. Poverty is a very critical issue. And normally we understand that poverty means it is based on the consumption expenditure. Traditionally, we measure the consumption expenditure and measure the poverty. At the global level, normally it is less than 10% at present. However, there are regional imbalances, serious regional imbalances, so far as the poverty level is concerned. South African countries, South Asia, and many of the regionals are almost 40% of the total population are being suffering from the poverty level. And you know, in India also, that poverty estimation is regularly being done. In a recent 1 decade, that poverty estimation has been disturbed, and also few days ago, you can say 15 days ago, one consumption expenditure data has come. Very surprisingly, in 2011 and 12, poverty estimation was done in case of India, where almost 25% of the total population are below poverty line. And recent also, based on the consumption expenditure data, hardly less than 10% of the population are being under poverty line. But poverty is one issue which is very, very closely focused on consumption expenditure. But consumption expenditure data is not sufficient to address everything so far as sustainability is concerned. And whenever we discuss about zero hunger, hunger means the UNO has a targeted, it will be eradicated. Everybody must get sufficient food. That is the target. But nowadays, the question of food security is not enough. It is not restricted with the quantity. Rather, it is restricted with the quality. You know, the recent reports, National Family Health and Survey, that is estimated at all India level, has very interesting figures. Food security, our government has arranged almost provide free of cost or very food grains at a subsidized rate almost to 80 crores of a population. That we all know. Just to ensure food security, nobody should die out of hunger. But the poverty and hungry or hungerness, the aspect has or dynamics has been changed. How? There is a deficiency in nutrition. Nutritional deficiency that has been occurred across the globe, and especially in India. 1/3 of the children below 5 years has been facing the problem of stunting and has been facing the problem of wasting. And you know that almost 2/3 of the, not 2/3, exactly 58% of our women, they are suffering with anemia. So these kind of a phenomena reflect that how sustainability is a challenging aspect for us. It's a challenging aspect for us. Why? Because food security is now become an elementary aspect. I'm not saying it should not be there. It should be there in terms of a quantity, but in terms of a quality, especially in terms of nutrition, is a significant aspect for the country. It becomes a big challenge for not only for India, but also for almost all the developing countries in the world. Now, coming to gender equality, Professor Jaya Srivastava has rightly pointed out the many aspects of gender, why gender equality is very significant. I will address very fundamentally, let us think about how gender plays a very critical role for economic development. You know, our work participation rate at India at present, different estimation says differently. But if we include Government of India estimation, it is almost 58%. That is labor force participation rate, which include the unemployment rate also. But very interestingly, the women component in labor force participation is hardly 25%. And the rest are male. If it happens on equal basis, then our labor force participation could have been 75% or nearly to 75%. A country's GDP or per capita income could have been increased or could have been doubled or tripled what we are at present. So the welfareness of a country begins at home. How much labor are working, including the women? A very interesting, I will just highlight a little bit, very interesting study has come comparing with United States of America. One Nobel laureate last year who got Nobel Prize Economics, she was the third woman economist, was fundamentally CG, her name is CG, Claudia Goldin. Her findings was very interesting. She has shown the data for 200 years, what are the trend of labor force participation in USA. It is just a U-shaped curve. What does it mean? In 1710, that is in beginning of the 18th century, almost 65% of the labor force were in USA, which include the women component. Because traditionally in 18th century, USA was an agriculture-based economy. And most of the women were also participating in agricultural activities. When economies diverse and developed gradually with the development of industrial and service sector, now women component has gradually slowed down due to various constraints, social constraints, institutional constraints, educational constraints, and other activities. Now, in the end of 20th century, especially after Second World War, 1950 onwards, US economy has terrifically diversified to the service sector. Service sector has given a lot of opportunity to the women to work. Their work participation rate was almost 70%, where women component are almost 50% of the total workforce. Now, what is happening? Per capita income has grown and social welfare is much higher. Now imagine in 1710, almost 200 years ago, the women participation was in USA was at 25%. And now in India, our women participation rate is also around 25%. So if you compare the work participation rate of India with USA, we are 200 years lagging. So what is the probability or what is the strategy that we should need to promote the gender component to participate in the, especially more of in industrial sector, in service sector, so that per capita income could increase. See, drastically, technological upgradation, what AI can play a big role, institutional role, social role, society, reforms in society, and obviously the economic reforms. These are the set of roles which can play a big role for maintaining the gender equality. And unless and until we give equal opportunity to the women, the sustainability of the economic development is not possible at all. Now coming to little bit on climate action. Because climate action, you might have everybody. Every day we are reading from the newspaper and listening in the TV, and many things we have been experiencing. To me, climate debate is a long debate. It has started long ago in 60s, then 70s, then 80s, in different dimensions. And you know, in 90s, there has been a big push so far as climate actions are concerned. Establishment of a UNO, that is UNFCCC, almost all we know that United Nations Convention framework on climate change. Subsequently, every year there are the conference of parties takes place in different parts of the world, and they take different decisions. But you know, one thing my observation goes, whatever the decision are taken, the action is very little. The action so far as controlling the climate change or adverse impact of a climate change is very little compared to the decision that has been taken. One big quote in 2011 has come that the first tenure or first period of climate action has completed in 2011, which was from 1995 to 2012. One big quote, if I remember perfectly, it has come into today is the last day of the first period of a climate action. Whatever pledges were done in 1995, the pollution has increased to 60% in the base year of 90s. Instead of controlling the pollution by 5.6%. I repeat it again. Today is the last day of the first period of a climate action, and whatever has been pledged in 1995, more than 60% pollution has increased across the globe, instead of declining 5.6% across the globe. Then what is the effort? Effort 95, almost 17 years in the first period. Then in Paris Agreement, many things have been done. And every year also, lot of things, lot of pledges, lot of promises are come. And India is also not lagging at all. And unfortunately, if I say, I will take another 2-3 minutes. Fortunately, I will say, India is a forerunner or front runner, you can say. Front runner so far as climate action and green technology adaptation. Very interestingly, because this government, especially after 2015 onwards, has drastically changed the structure or integral composition of energy consumption. How it has been done, let me just briefly address the issue. You know, we all know that coal is a significant component for providing energy to the development of the economy. And if you recall that the consumption or the share of energy of the coal has been gradually reducing, and still it is more than 50%. And renewable energy, if I say renewable energy, means the solar energy, the wind energy, the hydrogen energy, hydroelectricity energy, and nuclear energy, others, almost 50%. There is a very big structural changes that took place in recent years, especially during the India government, and especially after the post-Paris Agreement. Post-Paris Agreement means after 2015, which has a big impact on the India, especially to take the role or drastically change of the energy consumption in the country. The purpose is to decarbonize the economy. The purpose is to decarbonize the developing economy, and India's role is a big one. And you know that India is a big brother in the South, not only in the South Asia, Asian countries, and among the developing countries, what was promised in G20 last year. So therefore, there is a positive attempt. And in recent years, establishment by the government so far as green hydrogen, biofuels, nuclear energy, and waste to energy. These are various types of energy which the government of India has incorporated or started for converting the energy consumption just to decarbonize the economy, just to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases, to make the country, to make the world at least pollution free. So, but we are having a lot of challenges. The challenges are numerous. As I have told, institutional challenges, social challenges, economic challenges. And very interestingly, one of the big challenges for adopting or changing the structure or putting the environment into a balanced environment between the economic development and the pollution, we need a lot of financing. And you might be aware about that also. Developed countries have promised to provide $100 billion every year. That promise has came in 2019, and in 20, it was observed that hardly 10% of the total promise has realized for the developing economy. Then in 2022, it was withdrawn, saying that not only give the responsibility to the developed economy, but also give responsibility to the developing economy as well. And make a loss and a damage fund where the most sufferer country or victims, they can mobilize the funds from other countries, not only starting from public sector, but also from private sector. So the dynamism of financial investment for protecting the environment has also over the years has changed. But in that way, the government effort, especially the Modi NDA government, is very significant. Huge amount of private investment, public investment, and especially the government effort for establishing solar energy, wind energy, and other types of renewable energy in that direction is very significant. Our target is zero pollution by 2070, especially India's target. There are a lot of promises, but for that reason, we need to act upon to achieve the target. That is basically mobilize a huge amount of fund for upgrading the technology, especially transitioning from the fossil fuel or the conventional energy to a non-conventional energy base. That is a big challenge. So therefore, the country's challenge with the sustainability of the economy or sustainability of the society is also very much integrated. That is why we need a lot of reforms, institutional reform, educational reform, and social reform, economic reform. What in consonance with the agenda of the UNO, that is sustainable economic development. So therefore, poverty, to achieve zero poverty or zero hunger, or gender equality. The role of economy, the role of institution plays a big role. Big reforms are required in the future years. And perhaps we are very fortunate we are in the right track so far as sustainability of the economy is concerned, despite having many faults or many weaknesses. In due course of time, perhaps that will be rectified. Thank you very much. I will express my gratitude again for giving me opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for highlighting how AI can enhance sustainability of the economy and addressing the ethical issues relating to sustainability. Now, I would like to call upon our Mr. Ahmed Raza sir, Treasurer, Integral University, to bless us with his enlightening words.
Assalamu alaikum, namaskar, and good afternoon. Respected dignitary, Madam Jaya Srivastav, eminent economist, Professor Sanatan Naik, my dear colleague Munawwar Alam Khalid, my daughter Dr. Zeba Akhil, Mr. Adnan Lodi, perhaps he has left, respected faculties, scholars, and most importantly, students. The people who know me, they also know that I am very informal in talk. I won't take much time. But I have no hitch in saying that for this occasion or event, I am misfit. Because I am a person from the finance and account. They are supposed to be very rigid. Though I am not rigid, I am very flexible. The most important thing is that I am in favor of artificial intelligence, but I am a firm believer of the natural intelligence. In Quran, the God says, وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينِ لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. God is telling that by fig, anjeer, by oleo, zaitun, by mountain of Sinai, and the city of peace and security, Makkah, that I have created the mankind in the best mold. So this is the natural intelligence. To me, as a layman, I can very well say that artificial intelligence gives the sheen to your intelligence. It gives pace in your functioning, saves your time, and streamline the thing. But it can never surpass natural intelligence. Dr. Iqbal has told, दिल के लिए मौत है मशीनों की हुकूमत, एहसास मुरब्बत को कुचल देते हैं हालात. Professor Jai was telling that artificial intelligence brings the positive changes in the society and the life. Whereas Professor Sanatan has told, among the other things. There were so many things. I'm quoting one only. You have spoken about so many precious things, but I'm just quoting one. That artificial intelligence helps in addressing the various issues of the society. Yesterday, I was also present here. And today also I heard these eminent people. Being a man of accounts and finance, most of the things were bouncer on me. And the thing is that what I observed that while I going through the technical papers, Dr. Zeba, there was presentation on subjective well-being among dual working couples and single working couples. Some Dr. Raksha Singh has presented this paper. But as a humor and as a ground reality, I am telling, there are couples where husband and wife both are not having any work. You have to address that problem also. And the problems are more from those couples only. Now I'm here, I told to my daughter that I'm here to bless you. This event was a result of the unflinching and round-the-clock working of Dr. Zeba and his colleagues. Blessings from the core of heart for the grand success. I tell, I mean, of course, it is yet to be concluded, but it is a good success. And I pray Almighty Allah कि अल्लाह करे जोरे शबाब और ज़्यादा इस तरह के और आप इवेंट करते रहें और मेरी दिली दुआ है मैं आता रहूँगा बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया
Thank you so much, Ahmed Raza sir, for highlighting the importance of artificial intelligence in our present society. Professor Dr. Munawar Alam Khalid is currently Dean, Students Welfare, Integral University, Lucknow. He has around 35 years of distinguished career in research and academics, especially in the field of wildlife conservation, climate change, and to name a few. He has been associated with many national and international organizations and advisory committees. He has published 7 books, several book chapters, and more than 100 research papers so far. So let me call upon Professor Dr. Munawar Alam Khalid, sir, to bless us with his enlightening words of wisdom.
Good evening, everyone. Eminent panel on the dais, eminent faculty members, my dear students. This workshop has been, conference has been really successful. I have been attending it, and the hard work of Professor Zeba and all her team, it is evident. Well, I'm a person from a very different field. As my colleague Raza Sahab, he said, I'm a person who has spent all my life in nature. So first question comes, are we short of intelligence that we have to go for artificial intelligence? I have never found any discrepancy in, especially in, because I have worked, my maximum work is on animals, especially the wild elephant in the country. I did for the first time radio collaring of wild elephants in West Bengal, followed for 1 lakh kilometer in Bhutan, Nepal, and Assam. And basically, some of the experiments I would like to share, because I will not talk about sustainable development goal. Professor Sanatan and Professor Jaya, they have very explicitly explained and very pertinent issues on sustainable, especially AI and the gender biases you talked about, and the Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals. Uh, Honestly speaking, because I have been associated with climate change since long. And the first report on IPCC, I was associated because I was working with Dr. Pachori at TERI. So Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, when we produced the first NatCom report for the country. So I was fortunately part of it. And the first CDM project, it is called Clean Development Mechanism Project, in which we assess the afforestation and reforestation, small scale forestry. That's fortunately the first project in the world and first in the country, which my team and myself, we did that in 2008, in which we selected 8 villages in Sirsa. There is a district in Sirsa in Haryana, where it is adjoining to Rajasthan. And those 8 villages, they were getting converted into sand dunes because it's all sand area, desert area. And further they were developing. So under European Union project, we took up a project and we selected those 8 villages to arrest desertification. That was the objective. And to arrest that desertification, it took us time, almost 3 months of hard work of convincing the villagers, because you are sociologists, you know very well. It's very difficult when you go out as a scientist. They, first of all, they see you with suspicion. Are you going to grab their land? Why you are here? Why you are talking about that? But we somehow convinced them that this land is of no use to you. They never used to get any rainfall. Once in 2 years, it used to come, and then some gram and all. They used to get some crops. So once they got convinced, we planted local species, basically Juliflora and Ziziphus bear and all this thing is called kikar. And that particular area, with the help of European Union and Haryana Forest Department, got transformed into, grooves, green grooves. And 227 farmers who gave 370 acres of land, they gave that land that, okay, now this land is converted and they are going to get carbon money, because the trees which have grown up, half of the trunk size, whatever is the biomass, half of that is carbon, roughly carbon it is called. And that carbon cost at that time was $10 to $15 per ton. So around 15,000 tons of carbon per year into, imagine, 20 years. So almost like 5 crore rupees was the estimate which those, so they couldn't believe it. And that became the first project. I was invited to London, HSBC London, where I delivered a talk on the success story of the country. And this project, it ignited so much of interest. After that, lot of CDM project, afforestation project. So sustainability is very easy. In my language, you have to just care nature, grow trees. The best thing is which you can grow trees. You don't require any technology for that. Whatever trees, at least every person on this planet should think that if I grow at least 10 trees, मैं अपनी जो ऋण है वो अदा करके दुनिया से जाऊंगा. So if every person thinks of growing trees, simply growing trees, that is the best form of sustainability. And again, I would like to say, tell about artificial intelligence. It is a tool. It will help. We are not against it, but use it just as a tool. It should not be so dependent that they convert your, all your functioning. You can lead to the malfunctioning later. So it should be taken as a tool, but nobody and never can replace the human brain. We have made excellent robots, but robot also is dependent on your, programming. You cannot, the way we can move, the way, and we just turn unplanned way, humans, nobody can replicate. So artificial intelligence should be used for those activities where there are, dangers to human life, where it is difficult, or where you want to make your work very fast. You can do. They can do computation. They can be very fast. They can be very, helpful in arriving to some predictions. Very simple thing is, I'm just talking about water. Each one of you, every chemist, every person on this earth knows that H2 plus O is water. But have we been to make water? I'm giving you formula. Nobody can make water. It is something which is recycled. Only 3% is fresh water. Out of that, only 0.5% is which we, 8 billion people are recycling. Your forefathers have also used the same water which we are using it. So we should not meddle with the nature. If we conserve nature, if we respect nature, I think that will be the best form of sustainability. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience of working in and around the environment and linking afforestation and sustainability in such an efficient way. So now we move on to welcoming our participants, if any, of this international conference to share their feedback in a crisp manner with us. Okay.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, esteemed guests, faculty members, fellow participants, generous friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to stand before you, and I'm thankful that the organizing committee asked me for the feedback of the International Conference on Multidisciplinary Perspective towards Sustainability Development in the era of artificial intelligence, hosted by the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, Integral University, Lucknow. Over the past 2 days, we have had the privilege of engaging with cutting-edge research and insights from scholars, not only within Integral University, but also from various distinguished institutions worldwide. The conference has been melting point of ideas, perspectives, and solutions, highlighting the intersection of diverse disciplines in addressing the challenges posed by artificial intelligence in the pursuit of sustainability. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, and all the eminent guests, including Professor Manoj Dikshit sir, Professor D.R. Sahu sir, Professor Akbar sir, Professor Nayak sir, Professor Jaya ma'am, and other eminent guests who graced the occasion, adding immense value to our collective knowledge. I would like to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation to Professor Zeba Akil. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? The convener of this program, for her tireless efforts in making this conference that seamlessly brought together academia, industry, and research communities. Her dedication has been instrumental in shaping this event into a platform that fosters meaningful dialogue and collaboration. In conclusion, this conference, for me as a participant, has been a transformative experience, reinforcing the significance of collaboration and interdisciplinary research. It is with gratitude that I carry forward the insights gained here, knowing that the knowledge exchanged during these 2 days will play a pivotal role in shaping a sustainable and responsible future. Thank you. Thank you for making me the part of this conference. Thank you so much.
I, Pratima Shukla, research scholar from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, standing before you all to express my sincere gratitude to my all professors for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be the part of this international conference. This conference helped me to widen my thoughts on multidisciplinary topics, and of course this will help me in pursuing my research topic in future. This conference helped me to think on different topics. And special thanks to my professor, Dr. Rashmi Shukla. She is my supervisor. She for her constant support and guidance. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you once again.
A very good afternoon. Thank you for all for giving me opportunity. Respected dais, on the dais and off the dais, and Jeba ma'am, and also our elder and most respectable man, Dr. Tahir, who also encouraged me in very efficient manner in all the way. He is my senior, and I'm from Aligarh. When I came in Aligarh, he is in master. Now I'm in PhD. He is in assistant professor here. First of all, I have come here for giving an opinion. So opinion तो language में ही अच्छी लगती है क्योंकि जो दिल की बात होती है वो ओपिनियन बहुत अच्छा है यहाँ का. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इन्वायरमेंट बहुत अच्छा रहा यहाँ पे. जब हम लोग रात में यहाँ पे एक राउंड लगा रहे थे तो सबसे अच्छा यहाँ लगा कि हर जगह ग्रीनरी है. अलीगढ़ में बहुत सारा ग्रीनरी है, लेकिन यहाँ पे ज़्यादा ही एक एफिशिएंट मैनर में उसको सजा के रखा गया है. और सबसे अच्छी बात जब हम लोग वेन्यू 3 में थे तो एक लोधी सर थे. उन्होंने जो है एक बात कही थी कि हम बहुत सारा चीज़ तो सीख रहे हैं, लेकिन जो है क्या हम नेचर को कैच कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं. आज के टाइम पे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के मामले में लोग बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर चले जा रहे हैं, हर चीज़ सीख ले रहे हैं. ईमेल भी लिखना है तो चैट जीपीटी से लिख ले रहा है, लेकिन क्या हम नेचर को सीख रहे हैं. अगर आदमी जब नेचर के साथ करीब रहता है तो उसको बहुत अच्छा फील होता है. अब ये चीज़ ये कैंपस में आके मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा जो है इस चीज़ को मुझे देखने को मिला. हर जगह जो है नेचर के बारे में ख्याल किया गया है, हर जगह एक एफिशिएंट मैनर में जो है चीज़ें को जो है सजाया गया है. तो ये बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं फर्स्ट ईयर में हूँ यहाँ यूनिवर्सिटी में अपने, तो इतना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था मुझे कॉन्फ्रेंस का, लेकिन यहाँ आके बहुत अच्छा एक हेजिटेशन था कि कैसे जो है आदमी किसी प्रेजेंट करता है, तो वो भी सीखने को मिला. स्टार्टिंग में तो लोधी सर का बहुत ज़्यादा एक्शन स्ट्रिक्ट लग रहा था कि क्या करेंगे, लेकिन धीरे धीरे जब बहुत सारे लोगों प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ तो ऐसा लगा कि सर का ये एक्शन ही है बोलने का. तो फिर उसके बाद जो है रिलैक्सेशन लगा. तो ये बहुत अच्छा है. अब मुझे भी अगर कोई मिलेगा कि किधर जाना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा अगर कोई पूछे तो मैं अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट इंटीग्रल को जरूर प्रेफर करूँगा कि आप जाएं वहाँ पे. बहुत सारे जो है मतलब अच्छे हैं. तो वंस अगेन थैंक यू जेबा मैम टू ब्रिंग दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस फॉर अस, एंड थैंक यू ऑल्सो डॉक्टर ताहिर सर. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
Do we have some other participants? Okay.
Yes, very good evening, all of you, those who are on the dais or off the dais. इस सेमिनार को या कॉन्फ्रेंस को मुनक्किद करने के लिए मैं मोहतरमा डॉक्टर ज़ेबा अकील साहिबा को खास तौर से मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूं. तो यहाँ पर मैं आया तो हालांकि ये देखने के बाद जितनी मैच्योर ये यूनिवर्सिटी हुई है, लगता नहीं है कि ये महज 20 साल पुरानी यूनिवर्सिटी है. इसके इक़दार, इसकी सोच, इसका मिजाज, ये तमाम चीजें जो है बहुत आगे की लग रही हैं कि लग रहा है कि हम अब 21वीं सदी में हैं. लेकिन इसके बाद एक चीज जो इस पर सबसे अच्छी बात कही थी डॉक्टर ए के लोधी साहब ने, गालिबन प्रोफेसर हैं, तो उन्होंने आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को उतनी जगह नहीं दी, उसका उतना महिमा मंडन नहीं किया जितना कि उन्होंने इसको क्रिटिसाइज किया. मतलब कि जैसे कि अभी अहमद रजा साहब, डॉक्टर अहमद रजा साहब एक शेर पे कह रहे थे डॉक्टर इकबाल साहब के, कि है दिल के लिए मौत मशीनों की हुकूमत, एहसास मुरव्वत को कुचल देते है आलात। उसके आगे वो ये भी कहते हैं, ये इल्म ये हिकमत ये तदब्बुर ये हुकूमत, ये इल्म ये हिकमत ये तदब्बुर ये हुकूमत, पीते हैं लहू देते हैं दर से मसावात। तो ये हम कहीं ना कहीं, वो एक कार्ल मार्क्स का जमाना था, वो इकबाल का जमाना था, जहां लोग क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे थे कि मशीनें आ जाएंगी और इंसानों को जो है पीछे कर देंगी, और एक हम इग्नोरेंट लोग हैं जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हो रहा है, किसी महबूब के मिसाल की तरह हमने बाहें फैला रखी हैं। ओ वेलकम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, वी आर वेलकमिंग यू। मतलब इट इज द हाई लेवल ऑफ द इग्नोरेंस ऑफ द मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड। तो उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी बात की, जो बात उन्होंने जीन जैक्स रूसो ने कही कि अगर हमें, वो कहता है कि हमें हमारी सादगी, हमारी जहालत और हमारी गुर्बत लौटा दो, हम आजाद हो जाएंगे। लिहाजा बैक टू नेचर, मतलब बेहतर तो वही तरीका है कि नेचर जो कहती है। इकबाल वो कहते हैं कि खुदा अगर दिले फितरत शनास दे तुझको, वो कहते हैं, वो उनकी बड़ी मशहूर गजल का वो हिस्सा है, तो वो कहते हैं कि दियारे इश्क में अपना मकाम पैदा कर, दियारे इश्क में अपना मकाम पैदा कर, नया जमाना नए सुबह शाम पैदा कर, खुदा अगर दिले फितरत शनास दे तुझको, खुदा अगर दिले फितरत शनास दे तुझको, सुकूते लालो गुल से कलाम पैदा कर। तो दरअसल हमारी जिंदगी का असल मकसद ये है कि हम, अच्छा, असल में कुछ जज्बात रह गए थे, तो मैंने सोचा कि अच्छा मैं आखिरी बात कह लूं, नहीं नेक्स्ट टाइम बस मैं आखिरी बात कह लूं कि जिंदगी वही बेहतर है जो फितरत के ऐन मुताबिक हो। तो आखिरुद्दावाना अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन।
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm good evening to all of you. I, Zunaira Minhaji, a research scholar from Integral University, Faculty of Education, takes immense pride and pleasure to speak a few lines on the occurrence of this wonderful two-day workshop led by Dr. Zeba Akil ma'am. So this international workshop has indeed brought a lot of different faculties and participants under one roof. And today when we walk out of this auditorium, I'm sure that we are walking with a change perspective about artificial intelligence and the way we should use it and the way we can avoid it. Also, we came across various topics which deals with sustainable goals, across various topics which, and I'm sure that it has given us a lot of information through the guidance and the speeches of our eminent speakers. And my heartfelt gratitude to everybody. I know that I'm the last one and everybody is waiting to wind me up. So thank you so much. And I hope to get such opportunities even in future. Thank you so much.
Respected chairpersons, faculty members, head department of ह्यूमैनिटीज प्रोफेसर ज़ेबा अकील साहिबा और यहाँ पर मौजूद सभी लोगों का मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करती हूँ कि मुझे इस समय फीडबैक प्रेजेंट करने का मौका दिया। हालांकि थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट में ही बोलूँगी। तो सबसे पहले मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि जिस गोल को अचीव करने के लिए कॉन्फ्रेंस रखी गई थी उसमें पूरी तरीके से इस गोल को अचीव किया है। तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं। साथ ही साथ मैम का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि हम लोग के लिए कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से ऑफलाइन और ऑनलाइन दोनों मोड में ये कॉन्फ्रेंस थी। साथ ही साथ वेल ऑर्गेनाइज, सिस्टमेटिक, टाइम मैनेजमेंट बहुत अच्छा था। काफ़ी नॉलेज हम सभी ने गेन की और साथ ही साथ डिलीशियस लंच। थैंक यू मैम। और आखिर में मैं इस शेयर के साथ अपनी बात को ख़त्म करूँगी कि एंटायर इंटीग्रल फैमिली को मेरा ये शेयर है। हर सुबह आपको सलाम दे, हर फूल आपको मुस्कान दे। हम दुआ करते हैं कि खुदा आपको कामयाबी का नया आसमान दे, कामयाबी का नया आसमान दे।
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Nabil Mujtaba, is here to present my opinion on this conference. I had got a chance to deliver a paper here in conference. For that, I would firstly thanks to Dr. Zeba Akil, ma'am, professor and head Department of Humanities. Thank you, ma'am. Simultaneously, I would also like to thank a committee member, student who had helped us a lot in the successful of this conference. यूनिवर्सिटी से मेरा एसोसिएशन कब से है, पहली बात मैं आप लोग को ये बता दूं. आई एम हियर since 2016. I had done my graduations from here. After that, I had done PG from another university, and now I am doing PhD from here only. So यूनिवर्सिटी को हमने एक डाउन लेवल से एक बड़े लेवल तक आते हुए देखा है. जब ये यूनिवर्सिटी NAC A थी तब से हमने लेके A+ तक देखा है, and now we look towards it towards A++. With this word, I would bind my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm deeply inspired by the passion and dedication demonstrated by each and every one of you in your respective fields. Your commitment to advancing sustainability through the lens of AI serves as a beacon of hope for future generations. Now we move towards certificate distribution. For doing the honors, I would request Professor Jaya Srivastav ma'am and Mr. Ahmed Raza sir to come forward. I'll be calling the name of the participants. Dr. Vineet Kumar. Dr. Shafqat Usmani. Dr. Zafar Alam. Dr. Tahir Hussain Ansari. Dr. Khurshid Alam. Dr. Rashmi Shukla. Dr. Archana Pandey. Dr. Sultan Ahmed. Dr. Pallavi. Dr. Vandana Mishra. Dr. Anas Jamil. Dr. Rafat Fatima. Dr. Khwaja Danish Hamid. Dr. Anshul Tiger, Dr. Zishan Warsi, Dr. Mohammad Jasimuddin Khan, Dr. Shainaz, Ms. Neha Yushing, Dr. Sadia Shakil, Dr. Dhriti Tiwari, Dr. Priyanshi Gupta, Dr. Javed Akhtar, Dr. Manisha Singh, Dr. Sania Kulsum, Asra Bibi, Dr. Anil Kumar Singh, Dr. Iklaq Ahmed, Dr. Vivek Rogers, Dr. Faizan Haq, Dr. Smita Srivastav, Shriya Agarwal, Dr. Shoaib Hassan, Dr. Mohammad Chavez, Dr. Zia Afroz, Dr. Farah Shoaib, and Dr. Soumya Pandey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir and ma'am. Now, I would like to call upon Professor Dr. Munawar Alam Khalid, sir, and Professor Sanatan Nayak, sir, to do the honors. Amari Hidayatun Nisa, Kumari Siddhi, Chetna Singh, Rian Ahmed, Sanaullah, Nabul Mujtaba, Zonaira Minhaji, Huma Shahid, Bibha Srivastav, Azra Ikram, Roshan Jahan, Roshan Jahan, Pratima Shukla, Zeurai Rai, Anjali Yadav, Shruti Arora, Anjali Yadav, Shruti Arora, Bushra Saida, Ayman Sheikh, Shakib Ahmed. Faizia Khatun, Monis Barsi, Kainat Manzar, Nadeem Zafar, Mustafa Faruqi, Misbah Imam, Fatima Mustafa, Zuveria Shafaq, Umar Sarfarazi, Umar Sarfarazi, Disha Kaushal, Arjita Singh, Zara Naz Miraj, Garima Singh, Tamania Sartaj, Namra Fatima, Wasifa Barkafi, sorry, Sufia Sheikh, Aliza Rizvi, Abhinay Kumar, Vaishnavi Srivastav, Abhinay Kumar, Vaishnavi Srivastav, Anam Fatima, Ankit Kumar, Anam Fatima, Ankit Kumar, Ramsha, Idam Fatima, Idam Fatima, Umme Kulsum, Khushi Hifazuldin, Satakshi Saraswat, Mudabira Anwar, Mohammad Kaif Khan, Sangharsh Singh, Ikra Sohail, Ikra Sohail, Ananya Nag, Purti Vardhan, Agram Shivastav, Mushtaq Ahmad, Abhinav Maurya, Mohammad Zulfikar, Adil Rahman, Wasifa Barkate, okay. Devanshu Gautam, Saima Khatun, Yusra Laik, Reshma Khatun, Zoya Farooq, Alfisha Rahman, Sakshi Joel, Vanshika Srivastav, Syed Hamza. Thank you so much, sir. So there is one participant, Noman Ansari. Can we have a big round of applause? Thank you so much, sir.
हम खुद ही आ गए रिक्वेस्ट करूं
Now I would request Professor Zeba Akil, Head, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences and the convener of this international conference to kindly come to the dais and spread her infectious positivity with a contagious smile by giving us vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone present here. Before proposing the vote of thanks, I just want to quote a couplet of Munawwar Rana. तुम्हारी महफिलों में हम बड़े बूढ़े जरूरी हैं, तुम्हारी महफिलों में हम बड़े बूढ़े जरूरी हैं, अगर हम ही नहीं होंगे तो पगड़ी कौन बांधेगा. Towards the end of this session, this two-day international conference, I take the privilege of giving the, but I am really very emotional, and the journey has ended. This 2 months long preparation has come to a very good ending from my side. What feedback, what I have received till date. So now we come to the starting of the vote of thanks. But before that, I just want to say, sir, 3 lines about sustainability. Regarding sustainability, I just want to say that in Holy Quran, human being has been called as Ashraful Makhlukat, the noblest creation. But the tragedy is that we are the only race who is killing its own race. None of the beings are killing their own race. And then icing on the cake is that we are talking about sustainability. That sustainability is for whom? We are in such dire circumstances that people belonging to one family are not talking to each other. They don't want to face each other. Maybe if parents are not there, they may miss them, but they are not ready to embrace their fellow beings, their brothers and sisters, the living memory of their parents. They are missing their parents, but really I am feeling very emotional about that. If parents are alive of high achiever children, mostly are landing up in old age home and they are taking their last breath there. And then we are talking about sustainability. The circumstances around the world, and then sustainability. We are not leaving our generations to be alive for the next decade. Parents are themselves going for abortions. The issues, they don't want children. We have become so much slave to these machines. We don't have time for our own children. I myself is standing here and doing all the professional works. We don't have the time. Here I am not against the artificial intelligence or machines, but I just want to say that don't run blindly towards the materialistic things present around us. Try to be humans. If we just follow being human, then it will suffice for all the goals of sustainability. From this platform, as a human being, in front of my seniors, I just want to convey that try to be human, spread love, spread positivity, be trustworthy, be honest, respect each other. Don't respect people out of their status, out of their class. Respect human as a human. Then all sustainability will be attained. And in the last, I will quote a couplet of Akbar Allahabadi. To all my students, to all my fellow beings, तुम शौक से कॉलेज में पढ़ो, तुम शौक से कॉलेज में पढ़ो, जायज है गुबारों में उड़ो, चरख पे झूलो, मगर एक सुखन बंद है आजिज का रहे याद, खुद को अल्लाह को और अपनी हकीकत न भूलो. Thank you. And now to start with the vote of thanks. Yesterday, vote of thanks was proposed for the inaugural, but still I am indebted to our Honorable Chancellor, Founder Chancellor, Professor Wasim Akhtar Saab, who laid the foundation of the university and provided us with the opportunity to hold these kinds of conferences. Next, my vote of thanks goes to Pro-Chancellor Saab, our young and dynamic leader, who brought a lot of insightful changes in our university, Professor Syed Nadeem Akhtar Saab. Then my vote of thanks goes to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Saab, Professor Javed Masarrat Saab, who from the very onset, when he joined the university in the pandemic era, revolutionized the whole entire realm of the university. He gave new frontiers to us. He opened the platform for good researches. He encouraged us. He encouraged us to organize all these kinds of conference seminars, to write research papers. And I am also thankful to all the dignitaries, Honorable Registrar of the Integral University, Professor Haris Siddiqui Saab, our Treasurer, Mr. Ahmad Raza Saab, our DSW Saab, Professor Munawar Alam Khalid Saab, and all the other university authorities. And now the thanks goes to my organizing team, the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, especially to mention all the colleagues who just took orders from me and they followed it blindly. They were working day and night. They were in the markets. Tahir Saab was writing conference. He was compiling the abstracts. Dr. Zishan Warsi, Dr. Pallavi were in the market doing the purchase of stationery and other things. Dr. Anas was compiling the messages. Dr. Muhammad Shavez, Dr. Khurshid Alam was doing the outreach work. He was trying to collect the sponsors for the conference. and everybody in our team, Dr. Khaja Danish, the international collaboration. किसी को भूल जाए तो बुरा ना मानना, huh? And many others. Dr. Jasimuddin was looking after the arrangements in the hostels and the guest house. Jitni committees bani thi, I am trying to cover everything. Dr. Afad, Dr. Shainaz were writing the invitations. Dr. Vandana, Dr. Vibha, Dr. Archana. Dr. Archana was arranging the speakers. Dr. Rashmi, both were in the process of arranging the speakers. And overall team, and especially Dr. Farah, Dr. Priyanshi, both, they were the anchors. Dr. Farah did the anchoring for welcome, and Dr. Priyanshi. Dr. Zia purchased flowers and all the decoration was in her hand. Dr. Javed Akhtar, who worked till 11:45, day before yesterday. We were here. He was there arranging all the name slips and everything. हो गया सबका? जिसने Dr. Soumya was busy doing the counseling work for the conference. Anil Saab, the discipline in charge and all the things. And Dr. Anshul was with me doing the arrangements. And thank you. And now my vote of thanks goes to my speakers. Our speakers for today, Professor Sanatan Naik and Professor Jaya Srivastava, who in the valedictory section, though I was really feeling embarrassed that I said to cut short the things, but really it was a good lecture and you would have developed many insights about sustainability and how it can be correlated with artificial intelligence. Thank you, ma'am. I am thankful to our Treasurer Saab. I am really thankful to DSW, despite of the meeting, he rescheduled it and he is here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining the conference. Thank you.
I would request Seva ma'am to remain on the dais because we are heading towards distribution of mementos. So. I would like ma'am to present a memento to Professor Jaya Srivastava, Professor and Head, Department of Sociology, BBAU, Lucknow. I would now request ma'am to present memento to Professor Sanatan Naik, Professor, Department of Economics, BBAU, Lucknow. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to request ma'am to give the memento to Professor Dr. Munawwar Alam Khalid, Dean, Students' Welfare, Integral University. Now, the memento will be presented by ma'am to Mr. Ahmed Raza, Treasurer, Integral University. Thank you so much, sir.
I would request 5 minutes by the dignitaries just to give the memento to my organizing team. Sir, only 5 minutes.
I would request, in the same sequence, I would request Professor Jaya Srivastava ma'am to give the memento to Professor Zeba Akil, Head, Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, for her unwavered and unstinted efforts. I would request Jaya ma'am to please be on the dais. Now, in the same sequence, we'll have the memento presented to Dr. Tahir H. Ansari. Dr. Khurshid Alam. Dr. Rashmi Shukla. Dr. Archana Pandey. Dr. Pallavi. Dr. Vandana Mishra. Dr. Anas Jamil. Dr. Rafat Fatima. Dr. Khwaja Danish Hamid. Dr. Anshul Ali Tiger. Dr. Zishan Warsi. Dr. Mohammad Jasimuddin Khan. Dr. Shainas. Miss Neha Yushing. Dr. Neha Roshni. Dr. Priyanshi Gupta. Dr. Javed Akhtar. Dr. Anil Kumar Singh. Dr. Faizan Haq. मैम ऊपर लिखा नीचे काट के तो हमको बोला भी नहीं Dr. Shoaib Hassan. Dr. Mohammad Shavez. Dr. Zia Afroz. Dr. Farah Shoaib. Dr. Soumya Pandey. Miss Beba Srivastav. Mr. Umer. And last but not the least, Mr. Misbahul Nazar. Nazar Sahab, please come. Thank you. Google form regarding the feedback of the conference has been floated on the group. Kindly fill the same. Now please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you to one and all present here. Have a wonderful evening.